Welcome back. It's still Hard Facts, 92.3 Nigeria Info. Sam Chinedu here. The chairman of the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, Professor Mahmood Yakubu, has lamented the electoral management body's inability to sanction political parties, candidates, and their supporters who engage in premature campaigns ahead of elections. Professor Yakubu expressed his frustration during a roundtable organized by the Commission with the theme Challenges of Premature Political Campaign. He said while the Electoral Act prescribed a fine of 500,000 naira for campaigns conducted less than 24 hours to an election, there are no sanctions for campaigns carried out before the 150-day window stipulated by the 2022 Electoral Act. He noted that Section 94 Sub 1 of the Act prohibits campaigns earlier than 150 days before polling and requires them to end 24 hours before election day, stressing that the intent is to prioritize governance over constant electioneering. Now, INEC had earlier spoken against campaigns. It said that some politicians were engaging in, I'm still trying to find the word it used, but they used billboards and went through their support groups to have subtle campaigns. Now, if that same INEC is claiming that it is deficient in sanctioning those parties, my question is about its independence and efficiency. So where does that leave us? My guest is a journalist and public affairs analyst. He is Mr. Olalekan Ige. Thank you, Mr. Ige, for joining us.
Thank you, Chinedu. Thanks for having me.
Always a pleasure. So, I'm not quite sure what the INEC chairman, I know that it was a roundtable, so these conversations come up. But with this kind of information in the public domain about INEC lamenting its inability to sanction political parties, where does that leave you and I that don't have the kind of powers INEC should have?
Well, it's a difficult one for INEC. Let's look at it very well. The primary responsibility of INEC is to conduct elections and nothing more. That's their number one priority, their core responsibility. Now, if INEC is saying its hands are tied, I think it's understandable. And if you look at the sections of the Electoral Act, particularly the Section 94 they talked about, it's difficult to be able to pin down campaign fines, or should I say pre-election campaign fines. Difficult to pin it on a lot of people. You've seen a lot of people talking about 2027, maybe not outrightly campaign to say, look, vote for this candidate in 2027. But of course, there are several ways through which you can begin to tell people that my candidate is the best. Especially when you begin to say we have adopted a candidate, we are passing a vote of confidence on this candidate. That in fact, there is no vacancy in 2027. Those are subtle campaigns. But then, how do you prove? Because that may be the difficulty now. How do you prove that they are actually campaigning? Because campaign, in real sense, will be that vote for this candidate. You understand? Now, it means that you now need to move from place to place and convince people to say, vote for this candidate. So it's like saying there are several ways to kill a rat. So politicians are adept as to how they want to campaign, for a particular candidate at any given period. This could be part of the reasons why INEC is saying that, look, our hands are tied. It might be difficult for us to be able to prosecute this. That might be derailing INEC from its core responsibility of preparing and organizing and conducting an election. Maybe that's from the angle through which INEC is lamenting.
Okay, would it help if there is a clear definition of what constitutes a campaign, whether it is subtle, whether it's from the backyard? If we had very clearly stated, this is what a campaign comprises of, could that maybe make the job of INEC easier?
I might just be suggesting that we'll probably have a commission. I don't know what kind of name we can give that commission. Maybe that commission will be studied with procedural powers, and that will be the core responsibility of the commission. Or should we say that, look, we should have a department in INEC, maybe create a special department in INEC, which core responsibility is to be able to prosecute people, maybe take people to court to say, look, Mr. XY have been doing subtle campaign for you. Court, please determine what this amounts to pre-election campaign, and to determine what size of fine, or is it a jail term,